of, we keep printing money to prop everything up. At some point, you have to pay the bill. So we're going to see an economic collapse, if not a depression, then certainly
in 2021. In 2021.
I think so, yeah, because everything we have in the economy is just like we kept printing money and kept injecting. You can't do that. So at some point, they're going to say, hey, we're not going to print anymore. There's no more stimulus. We can't afford this, or else we're going to debase the currency. And then you live the consequences of a year of lockdowns. You can't go to New York and get rid of half of the restaurants and destroy the entire service industry and say, oh, that has no economic consequence. I'm sorry, it's going to be devastating. It's going to be blood in the streets. And so you're going to see the economy kind of go down. You're going to see this regulatory uncertainty that exists for a while. And usually there, you have a fleeing to safe assets, which, for example, earlier this year when COVID first came out, everybody started selling like crazy. They sold everything, went to cash because it's a cash is safe. They even sold Bitcoin, and Bitcoin collapsed and the markets collapsed. So the question is, will crypto be the safe harbor asset in 2021 and people actually buy instead of sell it if they see economic downturn? We don't know. Now, if it is, we could see $50,000, $100,000 Bitcoin just from capital inflows as a safe harbor. And then there's rising tides for the entire industry. If it's not, then the price we have right now is probably a peak, and we could see a depreciation fairly quickly. So that's on the U.S. side. And then there's also the European side. There's also what is China going to do? And they're innovating, but in a very Chinese way. It's very closed, very insular, very top-down control. So, for example, the PBOC is building a stablecoin, okay. And that does create synergies where other nations want to create stablecoins. We've noticed a big uptick in central banks contacting us saying, hey, we're thinking about a stablecoin. What can you say about it? And usually when we talk to them, they say, hey, we saw what China's doing. It's really interesting. What can we do there? So there's going to be a lot of synergies that occur there as a consequence of what China does. But I don't think China anymore controls the crypto markets because they got too aggressive with cracking down